Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jared Parker, and I want to touch on the subject of doctors and healing. How many of y'all have been sick before? Well, I, for one, have. I had broke my ankle 2 years ago, and I was fitted with a cast. And a couple weeks later, I was walking normal. My point is, everybody has been sick before and had injuries, and is when those injuries occur and those ailments occur that doctors are looked upon to find a cure and to help out. Doctors have become an extension of God's healing by utilizing their abilities and promoting specific qualities that God values, such as compassion, respect, and love. I want to emphasize on how these aspects are utilized to show the extension of God's healing. The first quality that I want to talk about is the actual healing itself. I want to give you personal testimony and illustration on how that is done and accomplished. My wife, back in 2011, was deemed that she had a cyst on her thyroid, and the only option was surgery to remove it. That surgery was accomplished and successfully completed, and she was healed. No miraculous secrets there. Another example was my mom. She had tore her ACL, and through surgery, the torn ligament was fixed. And the last one was my father, who had his hip replaced through hip replacement surgery. A year or two later, he's walking without a limp. So these are all examples on how the surgeons and doctors use their gifts to heal and to help out, extending that reach from God down to them. The next subject that I want to talk about is actually making use of the talents that are given by God. To quote Philippus Theophrastus Bombas, all that man needs for health and healing have been provided by God in nature. The challenge of science is to find it. The tools and the gifts have been displayed and given throughout this world by God. He expects the scientists, these doctors, to utilize the medicine, to utilize the tools and their smarts and their knowledge and intelligence to help cure the sick, the ill. God does not want to see his children hurt. And so he has provided the necessary means of which to combat these various diseases and injuries. It is the job of the physicians and surgeons to diagnose illnesses, to prescribe ailments, to conduct surgery. And God has made sure that we are well equipped to combat this. The final point that I want to discuss is that physicians display compassion. This is a tool and a value that God deeply, deeply cherishes. Matthew 25, verse 36 says that I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. This to me resonates greatly because God never turns away his children. He loves everybody the same. And I feel that doctors do a great job of embodying this too. They never turn away the sick. They never turn away help. If there's an opportunity, if there's a way, they do their utmost best to try and fix the problem, rectify the situation, and heal that patient. They show the equal amount of love that God has. So to recap what we discussed earlier, doctors are an extension of God's healing. They do this by actually healing, by prescribing ailments, conducting surgeries. They utilize the tools and the gifts that God has provided them, whether it be the drugs that they prescribe to somebody who's sick, or the scalpel and knife that they use to perform a surgery. They show compassion and respect and love for human beings just as if God has. They never turn anybody away. So the next time you see a doctor, please ask yourself, what is it that these doctors have done and can done to show that they are an extension of their healing? It's just something to think about next time you go to the doctor's office. Thank you very much.